So it is Wednesday, the 4th of Feb, exactly 4 o'clock, 35 minutes ago. I received the text messages and the subsequent email that is from the VFS office to tell me that, my result of my application is at the VFS office again, and no call came. The crazy scene was that my whole family was like having dinner, and I kind of looked at everyone, and I could feel, like, at that point my heart rate was through the roof. I genuinely thought I was gonna die, I can't even lie, because of how fast my heart was beating. I composed myself and I asked my little sister to hotspot me because today our Wi-Fi got cut. And the crazy thing is that today the water came back out. So we have running water again, and it's like one blessing, and then it's like we can't have it all at the same time. I am yet to tell my girlfriend, I'm yet to tell my peoples. But I made a promise to God. I think it was maybe Monday. I was on my knees to pray, and I said, when that phone rings, and it's the VFS office, I promise to play the song, go on my knees and thank him. And today I just did that. That pretty much confirms that I've now gotten the visa again. So yeah, I came in, I put on the song as I promised God, and I thanked him. Even though the result was not what I wanted. I fulfilled my promise. There's a lot of emotions, as you can imagine, but some really scary emotions, Everything happens for a reason, innit? So let's hope we see the reason this time.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, I know the previous clip was quite a sad one, at least it was for me, but without further ado, let's just get straight into the 3 things I've come to learn from that moment. Let's go. So the first thing is with regards to the previous video that I made. If you've not watched it, go click somewhere up top there and watch that, then come back to this one. But that moment feels so much more significant because it feels like God looking out for me, because of those feelings I was feeling. It's in hindsight now, I see that as he knew that, like, yo, something's about to happen the next week and you gotta be prepared. You gotta lean on your people. You gotta know that your support structure is there for a reason and make use of it. And every single thing that my peoples were telling me, it came in so clutch when that news was what it was, So yeah, God was looking out for me by telling me, no matter how bumpy the road may get just ahead, you are not who that situation might make you feel like you are. So let's go to point number 2. And before I get anywhere with this, I have to take time out to just say my biggest thank yous to my peoples, whether you commented in my previous video, sent me a DM or called me or sent me a text, and to those that were there for me that day when I received that news. You guys have done more than I could ever thank you for. Just know that you guys are a big reason for why I get up every day and push as hard as I do, because I see what you guys do for me, and I just always want to repay back with just instilling so much pride in you is when you see me and you're like, wow, you know? And to my girlfriend, who she's shown so much strength in this time, and that has truly like brought about so much in me that I know that in this very moment that nothing could break me, because if she could show me all of that, then she must see something very good in me, you know? And yeah, she deserves everything and then some. And yeah, we're all in this journey together. But to get now to the point at hand, it's a couple of months ago, before I went to bed, God gave me this vision. Now, I'm not going to get into it as of yet, but it was one that essentially placed me in a different country, a different continent, at the same time as I would have been maybe mid-exam period, you know? So I remember sitting my family down and I was like, how do I decipher this vision? Because you know, sometimes when you want something so bad, your brain could start making things look like it's from God or whatever, but really it's just your will trying to like manifest it into life. And we're not against that, but how do I decipher? That was a question I posed my family. And I remember telling them that I don't want to be in a situation where I'm choosing one over the other because I don't have another option. I wanted to have both my visa and the ability to go to school and this other vision of mine and choose from that point. But it makes literal no sense the more I speak about it out loud, you know? And I think when I heard that I wasn't going to get the visa, by the way, it was something so stupid. It was because I didn't have a South African medical insurance. Now, with all embassies, they should normally call you and be like, hey, listen, something is missing in your files, or this is not quite right, please fix it, or else you're not gonna get the visa. They didn't do that for me. They never do it here because of how corrupt things are in this country, but that's maybe conversation for another day. But after the initial sadness of that moment, I got reminded of that vision, and it became so clear as to like what I'm supposed to do with my life, especially this year. And the mere fact that I've also decided before knowing this was gonna be a thing that I'm gonna be putting out a video every week about what's happening, it just makes that much more sense. Because you know the old adage that says like your life could change, your life could look completely different in a year. And well, we've already been well within it, where every week I'm showing you guys how life is looking. And I really do feel this could be my rags to riches story. And yeah, y'all just stay tuned and you'll see. But without further ado, let's go to the third point. Hi. So finally, we reached the third and final point. My cinema goat, right? So the goat in film and that industry goes by the name of Christopher Nolan. Now, if you don't know him, he's the person who's behind movies like Batman: The Dark Knight. Is it The Dark Knight Rises? The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, and now recently Oppenheimer. And he's won countless amounts of awards, Golden Globes, Oscars, BAFTAs, the lot. He's, again, like I said, the greatest of all time for me. And a crazy fact about him is he actually got rejected for film school, to attend film school. So he's never actually had that sort of education. And look how far he's gone. Now, I'm not saying I'm the next Christopher Nolan. If I could be a fraction, my sister just screamed there, why not? Now look, truth is, I could be bigger than him. I could be better than him. Although that's subjective. I don't know if there's any better. I think you can do numbers like him or more or whatever. But I could be also a fraction of who he is, which will still be a huge feat to do because, like I said, he's the GOAT. But my point is, he did not go through the normal pathway of becoming who he is, you know? And to be honest with you, who does? Like, who has the, outside of God, who has the map of like who you are and how you get to be your ultimate self or whatever the case may be, or to fulfill your dreams and stuff? You know, we all kind of like have our own path, and it's about navigating those ebbs and flows of life, right? And this one is mine as well. Now, mind you, I have to put a little asterisk or a caveat to all of this. I was born in Congo, right? And you guys get to see like all the issues that goes on in the country, and that's not even like the full story. And he's what, from the UK slash America. So it's different to make it when you come from such a place and to make it when you come from here. And it's a challenge, but it's one that I'm not shy to go on, as I've been showing you. And the point that I'm trying to say, I don't know if I've been going on too many tangents, but is that if someone like him could be actually rejected, and I wasn't rejected by the school, I got accepted twice, it's just the embassy is being my op. But the fact that he could do it without it, it tells me that it's possible. Even if it wasn't done before, what's to stop me from being the first to ever do it? Now, I'm pretty sure there's been some other Africans to have gone on to do great things, but why can't I be next? You know, the fact that I still have air in my lungs, I still have strength in my bones, and I have now what feels like a new lease of life, or like new like breath in my lungs. You know, it's just like I'm so hungry. I'm more hungry than ever before. And in spite of the challenges, I just feel like it makes just for a better story. And the reason why I'm so full of life right now, as some would say, is because I can clearly see the path. And even if some are not quite visible yet, I know that it's all adding up to it, and it's getting me closer to that place where we'll look back on and be like, wow, it really took for all those things for you to get there. And I remember actually if I find it, I will insert it somewhere here. He said something about, imagine if God told you you would need to be in an accident and lose your left leg or something, you know, and then become the biggest like Paralympian. Is it Paralympian? I hope that's the word, man. You'll be the biggest Paralympian. If he told you that, would you still accept to be in that car crash? You'd probably not be about that, because it's scary. You don't want to be in a situation like that. And I think, if I remember the post correctly, he says that if you knew, there would not be a need for you to have faith. And it's quite funny because the last video I made was talking about having faith, even if you don't see the process, or the if it's anything like there's results or whatever the case may be. And now here we are, like a week or some later, and I'm out here saying or seeing this post, and I'm like, wow, there's really nothing like that's like a surprise to God, you know, like everything happened for this reason. And this just fortified my faith even further, because I didn't know this was gonna happen. But that's why faith exists, right? That no matter what, we always know that the sun will still shine, you know, even though it's like burning me right now, but it will always shine. And maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week, 10 years from now, just never give up. And I think that's like my whole life mantra now. It's just never give up. And like I said again, I love the fact that I started this weekly drop, because you guys will be right there along with me as I literally go from, you know, not seeing things at the beginning and stuff like that, and how things have like bent and meandered around, and to finally get to like the destination. You would have seen all of that. So Continue to like, comment, and more importantly, subscribe and send it to your people that are potentially interested in seeing this story, because if there's anything you've seen, I'm not shy to tell you guys what's going on and bringing you along the way. So it's about to be a fun ride. Is there going to be some more downs? Potentially. Are we always going to be ready for it? Maybe not. But at the end, we have God, we have faith, and we have great people. Even you watching right now. So I love you guys lots. Continue spreading the love and always have hope that it might not be your day today, but you never know what tomorrow will bring. So yeah. And that's it. Yeah. See you guys on Saturday for another vlog.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.